Sometimes I get so caught up in one negative aspect of my life that I forget about everything else. From high school up until the first month of my junior year of college, I would fall into this habitual cycle of dreading a larger assignment that I knew was coming up, or spiraling over the fact that I felt lost and behind with the content of a class, or beating myself up for doing badly on a test. I had so much anxiety when it came to school. My state of mind would endlessly repeat this loop of highs and lows. Looking back on it, I don't think there was one single point during all that time that really deserved that kind of response from me. I was never going to die. I've always had a guaranteed plan B in case college really didn't work out. I would forget that while I may have been doing badly in one class, my grades in the other classes I was taking were just fine. All the big projects and presentations that I wasted time and energy dreading were never as bad as I thought they would be. I would notice this sometimes too, but I'd always end up forgetting again and ending up right back where I started. It was pathetic, to be honest. It was like my brain had just gotten so used to this cycle that I was in that I had just subconsciously accepted that this was the kind of relationship I would continue to have with school. It's weird because from the place I am now, I can't even really understand why I thought this way. It doesn't make sense to me now. I can see all the holes in my previous logic that I either couldn't see then or just didn't want to acknowledge because I felt so ashamed of myself. I was ashamed of the fact that I couldn't seem to do what my peers weren't having any trouble with. I was ashamed because I felt like someone of my age who had made it into college should have gotten over these issues already. I let my emotions and my pride handicap me. I finally faced the consequences of my inaction last year. Ruined a great relationship, mistreated friends who had shown me nothing but kindness and had put up with so much of my BS. Losing them put into perspective that things could be so much worse than insignificant issues with school and in my classes. And I haven't worried about them once since. I'm glad I've reached this healthier outlook, but it does still bother me that I had to get myself into a far worse situation to cement it in place. Does that cheapen the accomplishment? Could I have ever done it without destroying a more important part of my life? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't really know. I guess dwelling on it is pointless. I made my bed, and I have to lay in it now. Whether or not I really want to, it's just like, I really don't want to, you know? This is not a comfortable bed to lay in. But whenever thoughts that make me want to spiral start to appear, and it's kind of cliche to say, I guess, but I gotta remind myself that my situation could be so much worse. I know where I'm going to sleep at night. The world won't end if I fail a class or lose my friends. I don't have to worry about where I'm going to get my next meal. I'm not stupid. I have parents who care about me. I'm healthy. I'm not in a wheelchair. I have enough money in the bank. I have goals. I have the privilege of getting to wake up to a beautiful world full of amazing people and new experiences. The sun is still going to rise tomorrow. To be honest, as I'm saying these facts, it's partially me trying to convince myself that it's actually true. They feel somewhat hollow when I say them, even though I know it's true. I'm hoping that if I keep saying it enough, though, I'll start to feel it, too. I believe I said this in a previous entry, but I know life is good even if it doesn't feel like it. There's always something to appreciate. I mean, look at this view right now. This shitty phone camera isn't doing it justice, but trust me, in between all the lights reflecting off of the water and the stars and the clear sky above me, it is downright gorgeous. I can see Orion right now. I can see Taurus. I can see a lot of constellations. And I could just drive here from where I stay in like 10 minutes. Spend time finding things about your life to appreciate instead of dwelling on the bad. I think for most people, once they detach from their situation a little bit and look at the big picture, they'll realize that all is well. even if it doesn't feel like it.